Judgement, a spell that was spelled incorrectly in-game for 7 years, has a pretty long history that is directly related to the Sill system, of which I made a video of some time ago. With the Sills video, I decided on making a short little Judgement video right after, so the video wouldn't be longer than 10 minutes. But I forgot. So here it is, the history of Judgement. In order to properly talk about Judgement, I have to first give a quick little history of seals. In beta, Paladins actually had a set of melee skills, and their original seal spells were actually just the pally buffs we have today. Then, right at launch, all the melee strikes were removed and the new seal system was implemented without any testing. In its original form, the seal system was based around the idea of giving the player access to different short 30-second buffs, which could, through the Judgement spell, be used for various purposes. While a seal was active, it would give the pally a buff. You could then use Judgement to essentially consume this buff and do something completely different with it. For example, a Paladin might cast Sill of the Crusader, immediately cast Judgement, then cast Sill of Righteousness, and judge on cooldown until they had to refresh Judgement of the Crusader. In vanilla, Judgement had 6 different effects depending on which seal you had active. Seal of Command would deal a reasonable amount of holy damage, which was increased significantly if used on a stun target. Sill of Righteousness would just deal holy damage, nothing special for the baseline seal. Seal of Fury would debuff the target, making your holy damage spells generate more threat. This seal was later removed and turned into Righteous Fury we have today. Sill of Justice had a very useful effect, in that it prevented NPC targets from fleeing in fear, as they often did, and sometimes still do. This was particularly useful in dungeons where a fleeing mob could cause catastrophic chain pulls. Interestingly, the debuff actually rendered the target immune to fear effects entirely, and could be used in PvP to make an opposing player fear immune. Seal of Light gave the target a debuff that gave attacks against the target a chance to heal the attacker. Seal of Wisdom also applied a debuff that caused all attacks against the target to have a chance to restore the attacker's mana. It was tremendously valuable for raiding. Prior to the Burning Crusade, only Alliance players could be Paladins, but with the addition of Blood Elves to the Horde, the Paladin class became available to both sides. In what seemed to be an attempt to maintain some sense of factional disparity, 2 faction-specific seals were added to the game. Alliance Paladins received Seal of Vengeance, while Horde Paladins got Seal of Blood. The Judgement effect for those seals were pretty similar with a few small differences. The Seal of Vengeance Judgement would deal holy damage, increased by the number of stacks of the dot from the seal. Seal of Blood's Judgement just dealt holy damage as well, but keeping in tune with Seal of Blood's effect also caused damage back to the pally. Then, at the start of Wrath, Judgement was removed and replaced with 3 different spells: Judgement of Justice, Judgement of Light, and Judgement of Wisdom. These spells shared a cooldown and took the effects from the Judgement of Justice, Light, and Wisdom, and applied them to the target, regardless of what seal the Paladin had active at the time. Judgement of Justice just made it so the target couldn't move faster than 100% of the run speed. Light healed on attacks, and Wisdom gave back mana on attacks. In Cataclysm, the 3 Judgement spells were removed and replaced with a single Judgement spell that just dealt damage, and gave back mana to holy pallies. In Mist, it largely just does damage like it did in Cata, but can have additional effects with talents, glyphs, and grant holy power in use. Blizzard also went ahead and changed its name back to the incorrect spelling, because they said, and I quote, "It sounds cooler that way."